Good morning. It's the first time I think I've said that all year. Welcome into WCBN FM Ann Arbor. We're the number 4 seeded Michigan Wolverines taking on number 1 seeded Northwestern Wildcats here in this battle of attrition Big Ten women's lacrosse semifinal. It's just me today, Mr. Guy, Paul, Anglade. Been with you all the way this season. It's been great covering this team. As players come out on the field, we just had national anthem and we just mentioned attrition, weather game, on and off rain. That's why the game was moved up about 4 hours from the original 3 p.m. start time. But we are here, locked, loaded, and ready as lineups being announced right now for the hometown Wolverines. And let's talk about the hometown Wolverines coming into this game, making its 8th Big Ten tournament appearance, earning, as we just mentioned, the 4 seed with a 5-3 overall overall conference record. Michigan coming in with being number 4 seed the past 2 years as well. So being able to come back in here and do something that this program has never done, which is defeat Northwestern, Hannah Nielsen, her alma mater, where she played under Northwestern head coach Ellie Alimonter. This is a great opportunity for Michigan, as we just stated, as there's some technical difficulties going on behind me, but it's all good. We are here once again. Northwestern, Michigan, Big Ten semifinal, do or die. Starting lineup's done now. We're back. Welcome back into the booth. Once again, I'm your guy, Paul Engler, today. My thought was going to be my co-partner, Owen Bierlin. Shout out to that guy doing a lot of things for the University of Michigan today, serving as campus day tour guide. So he will not be joining us today. So just me, your guy, as Northwestern doing a little pregame jog, Michigan doing the traditional huddle. And once again, a bit of precipitation rolling in and out throughout the day here in Ann Arbor, as Michigan once again hosting the Big Ten tournament. Great environment here. Both crowds on both sides weathering the storm. Once again, this is a Michigan program, never had a win over Northwestern. Had a bit of a downfall towards the end of the season as losses to. It was actually very interesting. When the men's team started winning, the women's team started losing here at Michigan, as the men's team got big wins over Rutgers and Penn State, and the women's team fell to the Scarlet Knights. Bounced back, a couple wins, big time wins against The Maryland Terrapins shocking the what was being big time upset win at home in Ann Arbor before falling to Northwestern last Saturday. And that 9-7 victory for the Wildcats, who once again, we're looking at this Northwestern team. They're very talented and they can, hit you from all angles, but it all starts with number 25 in white, Madison Taylor, who has just been on a heater, a senior out of Wantagh, New York. First pick in the WLL draft this season, 444 career points, including 319 goals, most among active players. 45 and white going to be big. And against Michigan, their last matchup last week, it was Taylor Cullen, other New York native, coming from the powerhouse St. Anthony's High School out of Lindenhurst, New York. And it seems like that's going to be a matchup again to start us off as opening draw. About to get us going here. Michigan, Northwestern, women's lacrosse quarterfinal, Big Ten, WCBN FM Ann Arbor. It will be Emma Burke for Michigan, who ranked number 12 nationally in the country draw controls, as she wins it cleanly for Michigan, and now Michigan looking to clear it into their offensive third. But this is a Michigan team that likes to play defensively. Coach Nielsen felt they had Northwestern in their grasp, keeping it to a 9-7 single-digit scoring ball game, and Northwestern able to peel away late. Now CeCe Stein, senior out of Darien, Connecticut, looking to give Michigan a spark early. So Northwestern defense likes to press out hard, disrupt hands. Can they today disrupt Callie Norris, who went off in the last game against the Wildcats, albeit in a losing effort? Now Michigan moving quick cut into the crease. Actually, no, that was a pass, to the top of the key to Norris. Now Michigan just kind of moving it around the horn as Northwestern doing exactly what we just said, pressing out hard, hands heavy. Class, good cut to the crease, lefty, shot, bouncer, score. Ava Class, graduate student out of Hunt Valley, Maryland, gets Michigan on the board early, 1-0 in this semifinal matchup. Once again, that was a great cut to the crease there, great feed there from the top of the key. And Michigan 1-0 early. And if this is Michigan, this is the perfect start. This is exactly what you want to see from your best players. Today it's going to be Norris. It's going to have to be Class. It's going to have to be Caroline Bird, Merrifield, Bradbury. Those girls are going to have to make big time plays if Michigan wants to have a chance pulling off the first ever program win against Northwestern. Coach Nielsen looks on proudly. Now back to the draw spot, Madison Smith for Northwestern and Burke again for Michigan. 13:58 to play in the first quarter. Northwestern still has now offense possession. Yeah, that'll change as the draw goes right to Taylor. And Taylor now will head up, and looks like she'll be guarded again by Cullen, as was the matchup last week. Cullen can hold her own. Can she redeem herself today? It's now Northwestern moving it around the horn. Northwestern team has just move it around. Michigan defensively, not as handsy and pressing out, but Jordan Harrison, sometimes great defenders just kind of playing a world of their own. And that's what we really see Jordan Harrison. I see it in the last game quarterfinal as a high heat there by Dee Foster, Philadelphia native. That shot goes high over the crossbar, over the head of E.J. Johnson, who we'll talk about later in the broadcast, but surprising benching late in the quarterfinal game against Penn State. Madeline Jensen came in, saw some shots, but Johnson again making the stop today is hard hit, physical play. Bradbury hits the deck, but Stein able to secure the ground ball, retrieve it. Michigan now retain possession. 66 to go on the shot clock. Michigan will have a full possession as Merrifield and Stein play catch. Michigan with a chance to take a 2-0 lead here early. Just over 12 minutes to play here on WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Stein gets moved off her feet. Able to move it. Now Michigan, nice cut in by Bradbury, pulls it out. Northwestern just swarming right now defensively. Class now move it. Stein Now Northwestern really making it tough. Now it's Caroline Bird. Very Northwestern just playing super physical right now, very handsy. See if Michigan can break it as now 15 to shoot. Bradbury cut one more. Shot high. That is Class looking to get her second already. And Class again, quick cuts to the crease. And it looked like that was number 42. And a great save there as just physical as Smith hit the deck hard. As the shot there was saved by one and only Janika Cuoco. Another New York lab. Not a lot of New York, a lot of DC area, a lot of Pennsylvania you will be seeing on the field today. Great talent from around the East Coast. So now Northwestern settling back in offensively after that penalty was called on Peyton Shreves. So Michigan will be man down for the time being. About 35 seconds left to go in the penalty. Northwestern, golden opportunity to get one on the board here as looking to pull it. Behind the back pass by Foster. Now, looking to really pull it is Gabriella McAllister. Easy save by Johnson. Quick outlet. Now Michigan on the run. It's Megan Minturn, defenseman, pushing the pace. She'll move it one more to Class, who sees the transition has died. And now she will pull it out. Great awareness right there by Graduate. As Michigan resetting up, this is a program that coming into the season, they knew they could be good, but they did not know how good. They did not know that they could be as good as number 6 in the nation. As although they finished off with the number 11 ranking in the country, 6 was what they peaked at in the AP poll. It's a proud Michigan program. Coach Nielsen has gotten better with every season. Now this year, they really feel like they have all the requisite talent. As a nice cut there by Truus Van Wees, who had a nice game against the Nittany Lions in the quarterfinal. Goes awry. Second cut, save by Cuoco. Talk about reflexes. Talk about effort there by Smith. Chasing it out. Northwestern retains possession. As great team play right there defensively. This goes to show why Northwestern, one of the top premier programs in the country. Now Michigan will have to lock in defensively. It's now Taylor. She's got it. Always fear the high hand. And now Northwestern taking it to the cup. Shot, the score, Taylor, the point. The junior from Lutz, Florida, gets Northwestern on the board. We are tied 1-1, 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. A great cut there. Northwestern loves the cutting action, sweeping, movement in and out of the crease. And it looks like we'll get an early media timeout here. As once again, nice cut and goal there by Taylor, the point. Junior for Northwestern gets Northwestern on the board for her 25th goal of the season. So far, Michigan only 4 shots. Northwestern only 2 shots, which if you're Michigan, you will take that any day of the week. But this is a Northwestern team that, really just likes to pour it on. And looking at their last 4 games, besides the win against Michigan, 18 goals against Rutgers, 17 goals against number 19 Penn State. And Maryland, that big-time, tough, overtime victory in College Park, 11-10 win there, as they defeated another premier program, Big Ten, the Maryland Terrapins. Something that we will see later today. I believe that will be what's 6 minus 4? 2:00. I'm not a math major. It takes me a bit longer to do simple equations. Shout out to Communication and Media. That's the best major at the University of Michigan. But nevertheless, we're talking about a Northwestern team that likes to pile it on. And for Michigan to only be allowing 2 shots thus far, really only allowing 2 possessions this far, 1 shot per possession, you take that any day of the week, forcing Northwestern to lay clocks, Coach Nielsen's goal. And for Coach Nielsen, it'd be easy to assume, coaches wish they were out there playing half the time. Coach Nielsen, talked about potentially playing for the Australian national team with women's lacrosse returning to the Olympics in 2028 LA. So Coach Nielsen, staying in shape, working out with the team in practice, getting herself ready to go potentially for Team Australia in a couple of years. That would be amazing, as we're out of the TV timeout once again, 1-1. Northwestern Michigan Big Ten Women's Quarterfinal. WCBN FM Ann Arbor, bringing it to you live. As Smith and Burke will go at it for the fourth time today. And a penalty on Smith looks like a violation, and Norris will take it off the quick restart into the Michigan offensive third. Now Shreves trying to take it straight to the cup early. Turnover, risky play, but a foul. It looked like the stick check might have been clean, but a foul call nonetheless, and it looks like Shreves will have a early 8-meter free position. Once again, these golden opportunities we talk about cannot be taken lightly, as Cuoco trying to stonewall Shreves as she goes straight to the cup. Saved by Cuoco. What a stop there by the goalie. As Michigan's golden opportunity fails, now Northwestern trying to push the pace. And a turnover. As Bradbury now pushing transition. And she'll just settle it. Transition dies out again. Northwestern doing a great job so far. Transition defense, making sure players are getting back in the defensive zone. Bird, skip pass, makes its way to Shreves over the outstretched stick of Hannah Rudolph. As Michigan now looking to cut, looking for options, is Class. Norris now moving across the middle of the field. Merrifield now. Haven't said her name a lot, but we said her name last game, and right on cue, she scored a big goal to open up a 4-0 run for the Nittany Lions to close out against Penn State as Bradbury's shot goes wide, and great job chasing it out is Annabelle Child, another graduate student, a lot of veteran experience for this Northwestern team. Syracuse transfer gets a possession here for Northwestern. Northwestern trying to win the clearing battle. That'll be crucial, as we saw in Michigan's loss against Rutgers in the regular season. Big reason they lost that game, the inability to clear and get possessions late. And Rutgers took advantage of every opportunity. One of the major flaws in that loss. See how they rebound today in the playoffs as Harrison loses her feet. Once again, wet turf here, on and off rain. It's expected to continue throughout the rest of the day into the following game. Johns Hopkins, Maryland, as Taylor's first shot attempt of the game goes high, and she'll pick it right back up at X. Cullen so far doing a nice job, as Cullen just sticking with her as Taylor's feet to the crease goes right past the intended target, Maddie Epke. Now Taylor will just try to dance around, hanging around the crease. Quick feed. That one also mishandled. This time, it's Abby Locusio. Northwestern here struggling to hand onto the ball. That wet ball really does do things, especially in a women's stick. Men's stick has a deeper pocket with a women's stick, as that shot is blocked by Shreves' late shot clock. Shot clock was below 5, and now Shreves is off to the races. Or excuse me, that's Grace Callahan. Grace Callahan, great story only needs 3 ground balls to tie the Michigan all-time ground balls record of 111 set by Maddie Burns back in 2024. Grace Callahan, one of the all-time Wolverine greats, as her Iron Man clear gets Michigan another possession. And looks like we'll get a timeout. Or a bit of stopping. I don't know if she's making a. Essentially, I don't know if that is a delay of game. I don't know what could possibly be happening right now. It seemed possession was flowing for Michigan. Ref blew the horn. And we'll get a green card on. Looks like Michigan. So look, maybe perhaps a legal substitution. As I think that can't exactly tell who is serving penalty for Michigan. It's going to be Cece Stein taking a seat in the box. So Michigan will go man down here.
Michigan green card is number one, illegal substitution.
Yep, it was a legal substitution. So see, Michigan had too many on. It looks like probably had 8 players on the field. So Michigan will go man down as Bradbury almost makes a heck of a play there on the ride attempt. But Smith now clear path, but Callahan there able to stop the break. Coming up on 4:30 to play here in the first quarter, Michigan, Northwestern. Northwestern 1 seeded, Michigan 4 seeded for this tournament ranking. Both teams, regardless of today's result, could see the NCAA tournament coming up after Big Ten tournament, ACC, Patriot League. Tournament has a sidearm windup by McAllister, goes high. Northwestern not seeing the goal well early. As Cumberland is moving it around. Now Taylor, who has been neutralized thus far. It's exactly what Coach Nielsen and her group wanted to see early. Taylor Cullen doing an excellent job as Emma Rico making a nice play. Or excuse me, that is Mintram making a nice play. Mintram, one of those players, not a ton of playing time during the regular season. We've seen a lot of those players, such as Brinley Vrooman, get a lot more playing time against Penn State in the quarterfinal. As Michigan now quick transition, already setting up offense, bit of hidden ball trick with Bird, and we will get another penalty. Not sure exactly, but it will be a free position for Van Wees, as I think a Northwestern defender took a bit of a illegal positioning. Van Wees now a chance to break the tie. Straight to the cup. Score! Falls to the turf. The goal, nonetheless. 2-1 Truce Van Wees. As the sophomore out of Ridgefield, Connecticut, gets Michigan back up in the leaders column. Van Wees has seen the big moments before, going to one of the high school powerhouses, East Coast, Taft School. Both men's and women's lacrosse programs nationally recognized across the country. And Northwestern here starting to face some adversity. Obviously, Michigan gave them a tough test last week. They were able to prevail. But now, trailing after only 1 goal so far in this first quarter. This is a Northwestern offense that normally gets a bit more than that. But despite Janika Cuoco's already 3 saves, Wildcats still find themselves trailing here. As the draw is one straight to Callahan. Does a nice job. Great stick protection. Losing 1 more to Norris. Northwest as Shreves. Bit of a flashing cut to the crease there. Rudolph does a nice job of cutting it off. And now Michigan has the ball again. Now a chance. Can they go up 3-1? A lot of first line midfield for Michigan so far. I haven't seen a lot of the bench yet. With Michigan just moving it around, looking for any holes. As right there, Caroline Bird had a nice cut. Shot pass goes through. Retrieved by Stein, and now Michigan around 45 to shoot. They still have time to get a quality look here to end up with a possession right on cue. Rudolph, nice defensive play. And draws the foul there on Norris. So now Northwestern, bit of a delayed restart here. But Northwestern now foils Michigan's offensive possession as it actually be Emma Bradbury taking a seat. Green card on Bradbury. So a bit physical here early. Bodies flying. Wet turf also does not help, as seems the clouds have moved away just for a bit. Rain expected to pick up later on in the second half. So now Northwestern looking to get some offensive possession. That is Jalen Roscoe, redshirt junior from St. Paul, Minnesota. For Northwestern, only one goal thus far. Offense has been Achilles' heel. As great defense there. Emma Rico, not able to save it, but daughter of Michigan women's basketball head coach Kim Barnes-Rico making a nice play there. As she's right back on it. Cumberland now looking, nice cut there. Able to handle the pass is Foster. Moves it one more back down to, and physical play there by Callahan, able to force Epke out of the crease. Northwestern now scrambling, turnover. Michigan bench loving it. We're talking about a Michigan bench that ranked best bench celebration team in the country. Source, trust me, bro. So now Michigan moving it up. Short time here, 30 seconds to go. They can hold for one. Seems Shreves will do just that. That's Aaron Bradbury talking it over up top. Michigan now about three players actually hanging around the crease. And it seems Shreves will just hold this one out. Michigan will start the second quarter. As a bit of let's go Blues chants raining down here in Ann Arbor. The first quarter comes to a close. Michigan 2, Northwestern 1 in this Big Ten women's lacrosse semifinal. Once again, Johns Hopkins and Maryland will be on after this one. WCBN will not have coverage of that, so make sure to tune into Big Ten Network or FS1, wherever you get your coverage. Whoever obviously wins the game between the Terrapins and the Blue Jays will face the winner of Michigan Northwestern in the championship game Sunday at 3 p.m. here, right back here at Lacrosse Stadium in Ann Arbor. I know talking about this, talking a lot about Michigan. Something about what makes this team so special is the ability to be resilient, overcome adversity. Going back to their game against the University of Denver, where late in the ball game had already been decided, and star sophomore defender Molly Fagan takes a nasty shot to the face and has not seen the field since. Talking to Coach Nielsen after that game, she just said, we just have to continue to be resilient. Girls will rally around her. And they've done exactly just that. As they have played a heck of a schedule, playing 11 total ranked opponents, including Denver. Since that game against Denver, they have played Ohio State, number 25, number 21 Rutgers, number 8 Johns Hopkins, number 3 Maryland, and number 2 Northwestern. So this is a Michigan team that has been battle tested all season. This is not, Ohio State football where you might play one ranked team until November. We play real opponents here at the University of Michigan. But, nevertheless, this is a team that knows they have the talent. Emma Bradbury, Callie Norris, Ava Class, Catherine Merrifield. They know they have the scores. Defensively, Jordan Harrison, all Big Ten first team selection last week. They know when they need a turnover. That last game, Big Ten quarterfinal versus Penn State, they needed a clutch takeaway. Jordan Harrison said, I got this. Taylor Cullen, she's done an amazing job on Madison Taylor thus far, as Taylor has really only had 2 shots, 4 shot selection, not her best. She knows it. As the senior leader of this team for Northwestern, really trying to get her offense going. And what looks to be, Michigan's playing their game. Keep it a defensive battle, keep it low scoring, control the tempo. As second quarter gets started here in Ann Arbor. Michigan now retaining the possession, now 30 to shoot, as Bradbury moves it one more up top to Norris. And that one gets checked away. Able to retrieve it is Norris, now 20 to shoot. Bradbury moving it around. Norris cut. And don't know if the defender, do not know if Broska got hit there, but a great initial play by Mackenzie Brown, another Maryland native. And Northwestern gets back on offense. As Cumberland and Taylor play catch at X. Now moving it around is Lucy Monroe. Foster now moving it around. Taylor looking for a shot. Cullen doing a great job sitting on her hip there, but a bit too physical, foul called. And now Taylor, chance to get her first points of the game here early second quarter. Taylor shooting just above 60%. Is a nice save. Great reflexes. EJ Johnson looks to redeem herself after last game's not her best performance, she would admit. Great free position save there by 44. Freshman being thrown into the fire. She has responded to the call. As Northwestern still has possession, as Foster trying to go straight to it. Penalty. Doesn't matter. Shot to score. As Harrison frantically motioning to the bench to challenge if Foster landed in the crease or not. But as of right now, it is a goal Northwestern, tying it up as the coaching staff huddling around the iPads, trying to decide do they go for a challenge or not. As a great move there by Didi Foster, for the moment, puts Northwestern up on the board. And it does not look like Coach Nielsen will challenge. He's still looking it over. And it looks like Michigan will not challenge. Nielsen backs off. As once again, great play there by one of Northwestern's best. And it looks like we'll get some sort of violation. A bit confused at some of these calls here so far from the officials, as is the rest of the crowd here. For a rainy game, pretty nice crowd. Still about 70 degrees here. Last week somehow it was snowing. I walked outside to head over to church, 8:30 in the morning, and it was snowing. And I thought we went back in a time machine to February. I thought those days were long behind us. But nevertheless, now got warmer throughout the week. Some really nice weather the last couple of days. Bit of rain here today. But as that was actually, looks like a violation on Smith. So Michigan now with possession, moving it around. Here is Bradbury and Cassidy Isaacson, who has really come on. Isaacson, as now we're seeing a couple of bench players, really come on in later weeks for the Wolverines. As Norris, who has done so much, actually has a job set up with Nike, financial analyst, when all is said and done here. as it looked like Class might have had a shot, and a late penalty whistle will give Michigan a free position at the 8-meter. So another opportunity here. Class, Cuoco. Cuoco's already saved one today. This time it's Class. Shot, bouncer, kick save, Cuoco. Cuoco having a heck of a game now. Excuse me. That is on 4 saves on the day. As Michigan's able to retrieve possession, Stein now looking to quickly reset. Bird always hanging around that right part of goal line extended. Reese one more. Class bumping her defender off her. Now 35 to shoot for Michigan. Stein split dodge to her left. Moves it one more. Class shot. Looks like that hit the pipe. Regardless, Northwestern now looking to clear. Stein keeping pace for pace as Adamson, that is Ratana Prusa moving it quickly down the field for Northwestern as they're still looking to push transition as Cumberland will look to just pull it out, and Taylor going right to work. Lefty hard sweep. Shot. No. Taylor trail check denies it. Jordan Harrison. Sorry to get these. It's really easy to get these two defenders mixed up because both right now are playing some of their best lacrosse. As Harrison, the more of a takeaway defender, Cullen more of a physical. As Johnson, easy stick side high save. Not the best shot selection for Northwestern. Now Callie Norris looking to press transition. She will be met by Child at the top of the key, but Norris never known to stop. Straight to the cup. High. Chase by Bradbury out of bounds. Quick restart. Norris going at it again, this time with her left hand. Moves it one more to Stein. Michigan looking to just reset now as Northwestern just looking to catch their breath up and down the field. College across. Once again, this extremely low-scoring game. A lot of what we saw in the regular season matchup, which once again, Northwestern took home a 9-7 win to end the regular season. Michigan still looking for its first ever program win versus the Wildcats. Bounce pass to Norris. One more. She'll move to Bird. Bird, one more. Stein can't handle it. And now Cumberland now off to the races. Looks like Isaacson doing her best to keep up, but long strides by the bigger Cumberland out racing her. Taylor now moves it one more. Now Foster will just pull it out after a nice feed there from Munro. Doesn't prove feasible. Northwestern now. Cumberland looked like she might have had a shooting opportunity. Harrison now. This is very rare. Normally you don't see Harrison playing up top as she's trying to work the pick game, able to stay with Munro. Actually, no, loses her footing. And it was an illegal pick. Explains why a defender of that caliber falls to her feet as Callahan now pushing transition, quick restart. Looks like she's going to keep going. She might hoist. No, moves it. One more. Class. One more. Corner. Bird. Transition. Score. Emma Bradbury. Folks, she is the entire package. As the Bluebell, Pennsylvania native gives Michigan back the lead with 8:22 to play. Peak transition. Absolute cinema. And looks like Northwestern will get a timeout here as Northwestern coaches throwing down their iPads in frustration. Was again a great transition play. Grace Callahan off of the quick restart. Michigan taking full advantage. And in a game like this, got to leave it all out there. All effort, all hustle.
Dr. Pepper, Gatorade, Tillman's, Dalton, IFS, Marathon, Old Trapper, Silk, Ram, and TIAA.
As players and coaches coming together, look once again, this is a Michigan team focused on, it's a good mix. You've got Elizabeth Johnson, freshman, coming in, taking over after last year's senior class. Gets benched last game, comes back today, fired, motivated. Then you got the veterans offensively. Ava Class, Bradbury, Callie Norris. You know, and that's a great part about the student athlete in Michigan. The IQ transitions from the classroom to the field as we're able to see Grace Callahan coming down the field, realizing she has a good shot, moves it one more to Bird, who moves it one more back to Bradbury for an easy dunk on Cuoco, who's been hot so far for Northwestern, but unable to stop a doorstep opportunity. As a bit of a booster section for the Wolverines, I've seen some during my about I'm going to say it, my 6 or 7 months at the University of Michigan. I've seen a lot of great student sections. I've seen the University of Maryland. Well, I grew up in Maryland, so I've seen Maryland for a while. I've seen Purdue. I've seen Ohio State. Michigan is one of the best student sections: football, basketball, college lacrosse, hockey. Student pride big here in Ann Arbor as we're out of the timeout. Burke and looks like Epke taking a draw. Doesn't matter. As Callahan able to retrieve it, Burke is cooking. Afterburners for number 3, Maize and Blue. Michigan now off that draw gets another possession as Emma Burke has won 5 draw controls to Northwestern's 1. She can't be stopped. As Michigan here really looking to turn up the heat offensively a bit as Bradbury looks at a kind of nice physical play there. That was Mary Carroll. When she's able to outforce a turnover as Bradbury going right at Cuoco, bodies fly. Hard collision as Bradbury got tangled up with Cuoco, and it looks like we'll get a probably put I would assume push on the back without possession. Looks like we will get a push on the back without possession, which means no technical 30, but it will just be Michigan's ball as Bradbury ready to go. Got a bit of a stoppage here nonetheless. And officials will come to midfield to speculate on what the correct call should be. Michigan believes they still have it. Northwestern coaches looking for an explanation. Hiller just looking on. So it looks like it will be official review to see exactly who the penalty was on as Bradbury went right at Cuoco, checked the ball from her stick cleanly. And we right on cue. So we did mention how the Michigan bench, out of both men's and college lacrosse and men's and women's college lacrosse, has one of the best bench celebrations in the country. Right now, a bit of human pyramid going on here during the timeout. This is what you love to see. Coming from this is right now a big time moment, big time game, but good to get players a little loose, especially ones that may not see the field. As someone heavily involved, playing lacrosse for over a decade, I know for one the bench is crucial. You always have to have that that one awkward guy who says anything that comes to mind, has the weirdest celebration. Shout out Jack Schmelzer. Dickinson Men's Lacrosse made Lacrosse Network a couple weeks ago due to his bench antics. Always got to have that one backup goalie. Always got to have that one midfielder who doesn't really do much of anything but rally the troops. And players coming back out, it seems a call should be made in the coming seconds. As once again, Michigan leading 3-2. about 7:20 to go here in the second quarter. Once again, Madison Taylor, star midfielder for Northwestern. She has been neutralized today so far. 0 for 2 on shot attempts. Taylor Cullen, another New York native. These two are very familiar with each other. She has done an incredible job alongside Jordan Harrison and Emma Rico, who has stepped in, as we mentioned, for Molly Fagan, who has not played since that head injury she suffered against Denver last month. Michigan defense just loaded. Harrison, Callahan, Rico, Cullen, all backed up by the freshman in cage, E.J. Johnson. And it seems official ruling has been made. And Michigan, it will be Michigan's ball. And the home crowd likes it here in Ann Arbor. As once again, it doesn't seem like it'll be a technical with possession. It looks like it'll just be a maybe push in the back without possession. Nevertheless, Michigan ball. All's Northwestern bench now responding, trying to get a little juice into their defense. Stein now has it. Being guarded tightly by Sienna Connolly. As another name I hasn't really mentioned yet, Britannia Prusa. Now stuck defensively as Bird moves it. One more Child. Nice stick in the lane. Still makes its way through the class. As nevertheless, this one's taken away. This time it's Rudolph being hounded. She's able to move it one more to Carroll, who's able to move it out. And Northwestern now looking to push the pace. As Carroll still has it, looking for options. As she's about to run into a double team, makes her way through into the offensive third. Now Michigan has to get back in defensively. As another freshman now, Lee Hessner, freshman out of Charlottesville, Virginia, now seeing some crucial defensive minutes for the Wolverines. Hessner, another one of those names that did not see much playing time during the regular season, as nice save. That is the third shot in a row Northwestern has shot stick side high on one of the best goalies in the nation. It's not going to work out well if the Wildcats continue to have poor shot selection, as Michigan now back on offense. As a great cut there by Northwestern, but just unable to get past Johnson again. As Johnson now up to 3 saves on the day herself. As Bird and hard to tell who that is on the ground there. Looks like O'Connell collide. Extremely physical game today. As Bird had possession, and O'Connell just kind of gave her a hip check as both went tumbling to the turf. It will be a 12-meter for Bird, who just obviously never really shoot in that situation, but she moves it quickly as Shreves now goes quickly to the cup, draws a slide, one more cut, high, intended for Merrifield. And now Michigan's still able to come out of it. And they will be awarded with another 12-meter. As Merrifield won the possession and was instantly, I think, a legal stick check there. Oh, actually be an 8-meter. You could probably hear the dismay of the Northwestern fans. I thought it was a 12-meter as well, and Merrifield also, but officials move her up to the 8. Merrifield now shot, scores! Merrifield now gives Michigan doubles up on Northwestern 4-2. After controversial call It looked like to everyone, including Merrifield herself, it was going to be a 12-meter. She initially lined up, but the official moved her up to the 8. And now, Michigan now riding some heavy momentum. Northwestern, as we have mentioned on this broadcast, has not seen a lot of adversity this season. Now can they turn back the clock, come back down from down 2? Catherine Merrifield, just a special player on and off the field. Was not able to play last season due to injury, but this season, the graduate out of Colorado Academy has really done marvels for this offense. Her multi-goal games against teams like Denver, ranked opponents in big spots. She's been here before. She knows the drill. As first violation of the day against Burke goes Northwestern's way, Madison Taylor off the quick restart. We have seen this before, with not just Madison Taylor, but across college lacrosse. We've seen players just saying, we will take the star player out of the game. If someone else beats us, then they beat us. But we will not let your star beat us. We saw this a lot when Michigan's men's team faced Rutgers. Star defender Rowan Clay for Michigan did a nice job on Colin Cardilla, one of the best players, goal scorers in the Big Ten. As speaking of goal scorers, Aditi Foster. Nice cut to the crease, lefty finish. Johnson, really tough save to make. As Northwestern now creeps it back to within 1, 4-3 ball game. With just about 3:32 to play in the second quarter. That is Northwestern's first score in almost 8 minutes of gameplay. As this high-powered offense, as we said, averages double-digit goals per game, has been stifled. But able to find one there is the Philadelphia native, Aditi Foster. Now with 39 goals on the season. Northwestern wants to stay in this game. They're going to need Foster. They're going to need Taylor to get them some offensive production. As Burke now, we see this a lot with face-off specialists, draw specialists, different terminology for men's and women's lacrosse. We see this a lot where all it takes is one violation, then it starts to get in your head a bit. See if Burke can calm her mental. As Northwestern will get another free possession off of the violation. As Taylor and Cullen will dance again. Taylor looking to go straight to Cage. As great defense right now by number 19 in maize and blue. Cullen doing an excellent job, forces Taylor to move it to O'Connell. O'Connell rolls. Great defense by Kessner. The fresh making a play. O'Connell able to retrieve it. BTB. Finish. Woo! Uh-oh. Northwestern pulling out the stops. As Noel Cumberland Jr. Maryland on Maryland crime right there. As initially lost it to the freshman, able to retrieve it. Based on the angle she was, only shot possible was a behind the back acrobatic finish. Sensational play right there. As Northwestern able to tie it back up here. At 4, college lacrosse, a game of runs, folks. Michigan 2-0 defensive run. Northwestern now. Quick 2-0 run in a span of 90 seconds. Burke now. This would be her third straight draw violation if she were to get one here. Doesn't get one here, but still loses it to Smith. As Burke now looking to cause some havoc for Carroll. And Northwestern now, chance to take first lead of the ball game. Just coming up, just about 2 minutes to play here on WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Once again, I'm your guy, Paul Anglade. Carrying you in this game of, we thought we were going to have a bad weather game. Really, about 30 minutes ago before the game, really hard torrential downpour during the players warming up, but they embraced it as Cullen almost manages to make a really nice defensive play on Taylor. Now it's Taylor sweeping across to her left. Great play. And looked like they called Cullen. It looked like a really nice play at the start, but they caught Taylor Cullen on a hook. Now Madison Taylor will head to the free position for the second time today. This time, can she find pay dirt? Johnson's been seeing the ball so far well today. Taylor straight to the key. And no, a dive in the crease. Goal waved off. As Taylor still has her stick in the crease. The goal is initially waved off. And nope, goal. Call overturned on the field. And if you're Coach Nielsen, this might be a time where you want to challenge. With about 1 minute to go, still have a timeout here. This is obviously an extremely crucial call. This could be Northwestern's first lead of the ball game. Call overturn on the field. They called it no goal initially, then overturned the ruling. And not sure if Nielsen wanted to call that challenge. Not sure what you just told the official. But it seems she'll let it go as of the moment. As Northwestern takes the lead. Northwestern right now running a 3-0 run after Madison Taylor finding the back of the net for her 78th goal of the season. And the future WLL star getting her team going. And actually, it looks like, there will be an official review. So officials head to the video replay system off the field for a quick look at to see if Taylor landed in the crease before or after the ball crossed the plane. Johnson was irate. Her and Harrison were both motioning to the bench for an instant replay review. As once again, 8-meter free position by Madison Taylor made its way past Johnson. Once again, extremely crucial call. It's going to mean either Northwestern is riding a 3-0 run or Michigan gets the ball back. It's still a tie game. Chance to score. Hold it for one, essentially, with about 90 seconds on play clock and game clock. Really extended review here. Looks like they're taking a look at all angles here. As great coverage of this game. Got a lot of people traveled in town. As a lot of programs are here. Ohio State, Penn State, Rutgers, Maryland, Northwestern, Johns Hopkins, Oregon, USC. Women's game has done a really incredible job of growing the last few years. Hopefully the men's side decides to take a few steps as well. Maybe getting University of Southern California, a men's team, University of Oregon could follow, as well as Northwestern, who Coach Hiller has built up that program to be a staple for 25 seasons. Program's been in existence so long. Coach Nielsen for Michigan went through that program, played for a bit professionally, now has come back to coach for Michigan for almost a decade. Coach Hiller for Northwestern, still doing her thing, trying to beat one of her best players formally. Because Northwestern believes that they've already come to a ruling. As seems the officials walking back out onto the field now, yes, they are. And we're going to hear the call just in a matter of seconds. And goal is going to stand. Northwestern 5, Michigan 4. As you can hear the Northwestern fans, round of approval. And we will go back to midfield now. Draw for Emma Burke, who has lost the last few due to violation or just outright losing it to Madison Smith. And that one, won by Burke, straight to Callahan. Callahan doing a nice job getting it quickly over. Looking to get offensive personnel on the field. Bird now has it. Once again, that wet turf doing numbers. Callahan able to save it, tiptoeing the sideline. As Reese Hansen, freshman for Northwestern, was just hounding Bird, lost her footing. Now Michigan can hold for one shot. As coming up on 45 seconds to go here in the first half, Northwestern getting a bit of a defensive chant going. Norris now hasn't obviously had a big game offensively so far. Can she get herself on the board here? 0 for 2 thus far. Norris guarded by Brown. She'll move it one more class. Now 15 seconds. Michigan now has to start to hurry. Northwestern pressing out hard. Bradbury and a penalty called on. Not sure who that was. I looked like it could have been Carroll. It looked like Carroll. Yep, penalty will be called on Carroll. And Michigan will take it from goal line extended with 9 seconds to go. And if you're Michigan right now, you might just want to hold on to this ball, maybe get a quick shot. And it looks like Bradbury will try to do that. Bird guarded tightly. And that one is stopped. Bird, one more, moves it. 1 second, gotta hurry. Shot, Norris, saved by Cuoco. And Northwestern heads into halftime, leading 5-4. After a great save there, Norris winded up from about 15 yards out. For a player of her caliber, that is not a bad shot at all, especially in the late clock situation. But bouncer saved, stuffed by Janika Cuoco. And both teams will head into the halftime break. And for us, real quick before we go into our break, looking at both sides of the coin here, Michigan came out hot defensively, gave up a 3-0-1 late. That's something that obviously Coach Nielsen, they're going to want to talk over. What happened, what went wrong. Obviously, Emma Burke losing 3 straight draw controls will not help the Wolverines' case for Northwestern. Obviously, defensively, be able to cause havoc, do what they do best, cause havoc, cause turnovers, get the ball to their offense. Madison Taylor finally scoring late in the first half. Northwestern seems to be comfortable where they're at right now. Michigan, the underdogs, even though they're at home, technical neutral site, can they find the formula to get their first program win against Northwestern ever? And we'll find out on the other side of this halftime break on WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
Dirty, dirty cheese. Would have been getting down to. Baby with a shake.
Welcome back into Ann Arbor Lacrosse Stadium, on where the sun has opened up. The skies have opened up now, a bit of sun pouring in. Feels a bit of Florida weather. Torrential downpours for a couple of minutes, then super sunny the next. As we're back up, it's about 70 and sunny right now in Ann Arbor, as the number 4 seeded Michigan Wolverines taking on the number 1 seeded Northwestern Wildcats Big Ten Women's Lacrosse semifinal. University of Michigan hosting here on WCBN FM Ann Arbor. I'm your guy, Paul Anglade. It's been a great game so far, as Michigan held the lead, built up as large as a 4-2 lead to midway in the second quarter before Madison Taylor and the crew for Northwestern got it going. 3-0 run to end the first half off a controversial goal off of a Madison Taylor free position shot where she landed in the crease, but officials said the ball broke the plane before she landed in the crease. And we're ready to go. Emma Burke struggling a bit towards the end of the first half. One of the best draw specialists in the country for Michigan. See if she can get it going here, as her and Madison Smith have been battling today at midfield. Michigan, it's been a spread out scoring affair so far, as Class, Bradbury, Merrifield, and Shrewsa Van Wees all have a goal. For Northwestern, Aditi Foster with 2, and then Madison Taylor and Noel Cumberland each with 1. And Madison Smith wins it. Burke now, after starting off, winning the draw control battle 5-1, has since then let Northwestern even it up here. And Northwestern now, led by Brown, nice clear up the field, looking to clear, as just lack of attention to detail there. That was Epke for the Wildcats, just kind of let it start to move. Problem was, ball had not exactly reached her stick yet. And now Michigan looking to clear against this Northwestern ride. Now it's Harrison skating the field, moves the one more to Callahan, and able to easily move it to Shreves for the Wolverines. Michigan now looking to get back in this game after a bit of a scoring drought now. Having to score for about 4 minutes of game time, as Carolyn Bird now and Merrifield play catch. About 50 seconds to go on the shot clock. Class now already with 1 today, moving it around Bradbury. As nice cut there, Shreve's physical play. And scooped up by Child. Northwestern, great physical defense, getting outside of hands, pressuring Michigan. Forces a poor shot attempt. Now Northwestern looking to get right back on offense. As turnover here by Northwestern. Grace Callahan now off to the races. Callahan, who has done so much for the Michigan team as a senior, Callahan is still going. She might have a shot. Almost caught a trip there from Carroll. Able to pull it out. Being kind of hounded tightly. As it looks like we will get a penalty here. It could. Will that be on? I don't think Carroll's not coming to the bench. And Taylor, it will be Madison Taylor, star for Northwestern, catches a penalty. Legal loose to the stick. This has been an extremely physical game. Reps have let them play for the most part, but a couple of cards lately for both teams, from leading on from late in the first half, trickling into the beginning of the second here. Spurting class playing catch. This is a goal opportunity for Michigan as Bradbury, one more, curls it in. No angle. Somehow manages to find its way past Cuoco. Michigan now ties it back up after seemed to be an impossible, they call that a zero angle shot. But Emma Bradbury finding a way to get it past Cuoco. Michigan ties it up now 5-5, 12:25 to go here in the third quarter. As other teams, once again, Johns Hopkins and Maryland taking place right after this game here at Lacrosse Stadium in Ann Arbor, Michigan. A couple of the Maryland staff walking behind us in the booth. Smith, who has now really taken control in these last couple of reps here, draw control wise. As she wins that one, and we saw this happen a bit with Emma Burke against Rutgers. Kind of lost herself a bit. Hopefully that does not continue to happen here. But Emma Burke struggling a bit now from the sophomore at the Glenview, Illinois. As Northwestern now with another possession. Northwestern now just kind of looking to move it around. Cumberland moves it. That is Epke. Now Foster moves it back. One more. Taylor now has a shot angle. Saved. Johnson. Johnson making incredible plays, making up for what she would call herself, once again, a bit of a lackadaisical second half performance against the Penn State Nittany Lions in the quarterfinal round, where Madeline Jensen came in and saw a couple of shots, but now seems like Johnson has woken up, gotten the message. She's now up to 5 saves on the day. Now Norris and Van Wees just moving it around. Isaacson now seeing a lot more time here early on in the second half. Didn't even see her a lot in the first half. Now in the second, seeing a bit more of her. Van Wees now dodging, weaving. Class looking for an option. Bounce pass. Second time we've seen a bounce pass. Kind of in dangerous territory. Still manages to get through. Bird now 30 seconds to shoot for the Wolverines. Bradbury, who just had a aggravated shot. Merrifield had a cut to the crease. And now Bird looking for an option. And a nice check there by Smith. Will get Northwestern back possession as Bird just let her stick hang for a bit too long. You cannot do that against one of the better defenders in the country. As fellow defender, Kenzie Brown. Nice, speedy freshman. Went to Powerhouse McDonough High School in Baltimore area. Now Northwestern setting up shop once again. As Fratena Prusa looking for an angle, doesn't get one. Foster looking to pull from about 15 yards out. Doesn't get it. Taylor now sweeping again to the left. E.J. Johnson making a statement here early on in the third quarter. Another save. This time ricochets off her chest/stick as Northwestern gets bumped. That Foster got bumped by her own player, Rudolph. So good, no call by the refs as she bumped into Rudolph, fell to the turf, able to still get back up. And now Northwestern really looking for an option here as Monroe moves it up 25 to shoot now for Northwestern. Taylor with the roll-up sleeves. Looking for help. Cullen doing a nice job sitting on her left. Nice check by Cullen. Pokes the ball loose. And now Northwestern sidearm heave. Low to high by Ebke. Shot clock at 5. Taylor knows she has to hurry. And that'll just a quick cut to the crease. Plus not fruitful. And Michigan does it again. Long, late possession forces Northwestern into a shot clock violation. Now Michigan looking to clear, looking to regain the lead. As we're still tied up at 5-5, 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. As Isaacson now, guarded by Rudolph, should move one more to Bradbury. Norris now has been quiet today. So did I see defensive math class? Looked like she had an angle to the crease, but cut off there. Nice job by Smith. So Michigan now methodically just trying to run around, create some options, create some space. And still just moving around the horn. One more cut. Merrifield saved. Both goalies just going at it right now. Shot clock reset. Michigan retains possession off the rebound. Bradbury actually picks it up after her own shot. Janiko Kuoko, Elizabeth Johnson putting on a show. Now Michigan resets their offense. Trying to get it started with CC Stein. Stein looking to cut through to the middle. One more cut. Crease. Option opportunity. Another doorstep save made by Kuoko. That time it was Catherine Merrifield with an opportunity. High hit. And we will get a foul call. Looks like that might be against Merrifield or Van Wees. As Merrifield had a nice, really nice opportunity to get one up there. But Kuoko seeing the ball really well. And it looks like, yep, penalty will go on Van Wees. Likely illegal use of the stick. Yep, illegal use of the stick penalty. 1 minute for Truce Van Wees, who already has a goal on the day. But unfortunate penalty there. Looked like to be a bit of a frustration as Child able to clear it successfully for Northwestern. Northwestern now with a chance to take the lead 6-5. As they're moving it around here. Northwestern's offense, you know, they really like to strike like a cat. Really just, you know, moving around silently, not really doing much of anything. Then all of a sudden, they're in your face. They're shooting hard before you know it. And right on cue here, we will get a penalty. It looks like it will be an 8-meter free position. Northwestern now, golden opportunity. It's going to be Foster. Chance for a hat trick and the lead for Northwestern. As Michigan player spinning onto the field is Minchern. Johnson has been seeing the ball decently well on free positions today. Lefty. Foster goes in and scores. Aditi Foster hat trick. And Northwestern bench now loving it. Northwestern fans loving it. as they retake a 6-5 lead here with about just over 5 minutes to play here in Ann Arbor on WCBN FM Ann Arbor. And looks like Coach Nielsen wants a timeout to talk it over. Right after Coach Nielsen, Northwestern is a team, college lacrosse, already a team that lives on runs, but Northwestern especially, as she just saw the end of the first half, went on that 3-0 run, needs to be making sure that does not happen again. And Michigan right now, they have done extremely well today on aspects of the game that they've needed to be. Most particularly the clearing game. Currently, for the season, just about 89% clearing percentage, which, would be on, a lower brand or level, if you will, as normally Michigan likes to clear around, 95%. So a bit lower than one would assume. But nevertheless, Michigan coming into the day, the clearing game has been on point a bit lately. The draw controls, Emma Burke, she's been struggling a bit as Madison Smith has seemed to gotten the better of her in the late in the last couple of reps here. But nevertheless, Michigan's still in it. And that's all they want to do. As an underdog, all you want to do is kind of stay in the ball game for as long as they can, because we know that the team that was supposed to win, the team that was supposed to run away with it, the longer you stay in the game, the longer they start to get nervous, the longer they start to make mistakes. We've already seen Northwestern make a couple of mistakes. Still leading by 1, but Northwestern, they've been here, they've done that. Their coach knows all about winning, as she earned her 400th win this season. Kelly Amante Healer has really just been one of the greatest staples to the game of women's college lacrosse. Talking about a member of the U.S. Lax Hall of Fame, the 4-time All-American at University of Maryland. Most titles as a coach in NCAA history with 8. We're just talking about, on one side, you got Coach Hiller, who's been there, done that, almost 30 years now on the job. On the other side, you've got a player continuing to grow, and a player now coach continuing to grow, and Coach Nielsen from Michigan, who, as we said, still looking to play with Team Australia 2028 Olympics. So staying fit at top of Coach Nielsen's list these days. As weather has, we're expecting a bit of rain in the second half as Burke finally gets one to go her way. Good news for Michigan. We're expecting a bit of weather, to continue in the second half, but so far it's been sunny, / partly cloudy, so weather not really a factor. As we mentioned in the pregame, really just big torrential downpour for about 10-15 minutes, hard rain, but stopped when the players came out pregame, lineups, national anthem, rain was dying down. By the time the game started, we have not seen any rain. But for Johns Hopkins and Maryland later, that could be a different story. Right now, Michigan Northwestern, as Norris gets essentially triple teamed, pulls it back out. Now it's Class. There's one more to Norris. Norris will take the shot. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Callie Norris getting herself going. Michigan ties it back up 6-6. About just over 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. Nice bouncer from about 10 yards out. And from one of Michigan's best players. She has the green light on almost every single shot she takes. As Michigan now ties it back up versus Northwestern. Callie Norris able to finally get one on the board. Her and Madison Taylor, the star offensive players to lean on, mainly for Michigan. Now you start to see both of them starting to get their way. Aditi Foster for Northwestern has carried the load with a hat trick. But now, big time moments is when you need the veterans, older upperclassmen to step up. As Smith and Burke will go at it. You just said Burke finally got one to go her way after a bit of a struggle. And now, right on cue, just goes right back to it. So Burke gets one to go, and then immediately decided her third draw violation of the game. Not back-to-back-to-back, as that would have resulted in a penalty. But Burke not having her best day lately after starting off extremely hot, winning the first 5 out of 6. It's Taylor Cullen for Michigan now, just sitting really tightly on that left hip as Northwestern takes shot. Cullen got caught lacking, as the youth say. And Madison Taylor makes her pay for it with her second goal of the day. Northwestern now taking back the lead 7-6 and scoring now for both teams starting to open up here in the third quarter after a 2-2 first quarter. A 2-2 first quarter followed up by not much happening until late in the first half, where Northwestern went on a bit of a run. Now back, regaining the lead. Now we're starting to see players fly up and down the field for both squads. Smith and Burke looking to go. Burke now fighting for the ground ball. And able to come away with it is Epke for Northwestern. Northwestern now looking to move it, push. Now can they get their largest lead of the game, which would be 8-6.
Taylor. With the assist, number 33, Lucy Minerva.
Northwestern now just moving it around the horn.
In the third quarter.
Taylor now looking to be more of a facilitator on this possession as Foster being guarded by Callahan. I haven't heard much of Epsky's name for good reason, as she's being guarded by Jordan Harrison. Once again, all Big Ten first team selection. It's Taylor now looking to go. Same move again. Lefty. Now who's open? Taylor Lapointe. She gets one home. Northwestern now building on its lead. 2 goals now. Gates starting to open here. It's Taylor Lapointe gives Northwestern a 2-goal lead. 3 minutes of play here, third quarter. And Northwestern right now just really turning the tides, turning the tables. And right now, if you're Coach Nielsen, one question you're kind of asking yourself is, how are we going to force Madison Taylor to really not be, the focal point of Northwestern's out for most of the game, but yet they have found ways from other players to find the back of the net. And Northwestern now 8-6 lead. Now after Michigan, you really have to dig deep. As Burke puts the draw up, Norris, the heck of a play. Talk about a vertical. NFL draft was last night. Perhaps you should have participated in the combine, as that one is checked away a bit lackadaisical by Callahan. Not something you see often, as Epke catches Callahan sleeping, and Northwestern calls timeout to retain possession, and Northwestern right now with all the momentum. Northwestern coming into Ann Arbor after last week's 9-7 victory over the Wolverines. Right now, it's the same scoring margin of 2, 8-6. We're coming near the fourth quarter, the final 15. But as we said, both of these teams in really good position in the national overall rankings, Michigan at 11 and Northwestern at 2. So both teams are in extremely good position to still make an NCAA tourney bid next week's selection Sunday on ESPNU. Nevertheless, other schools like Penn State, who Michigan beat, those teams would have had to make a deep run, similar to Michigan's men's team, who tomorrow going back to Columbus themselves for another rematch after Ohio State run the regular season battle in the final game of the regular season off of a last second game winner. Talking to a couple of the guys this week, and they were just really hyped, really excited to go back, get revenge. Anytime any sport is played between Michigan and Ohio State, that rivalry, that hatred, it runs deep. Catch that game tomorrow on Big Ten Network. We're going to follow the men's team for the rest of the way as the women's team coming back on here with Northwestern out of the timeout, trailing by 2. Speaking of the men's team, talking to head coach Kevin Connery a lot this season, and something that maybe the women's team could hear right now is, just belief, optimism. No matter what, no matter the tough season, the stretch the men's team had, they knew as Shreves almost had a really nice takeaway there, but just keeping optimism, being hopeful, believing, despite injuries, despite guys not producing on certain days, at the end of the day, they're going to come back and fight even harder, and they're going to be in the mix. As Northwestern now back on offense after that turnover, uncharacteristically by Grace Callahan. And O'Connell, a lot of hitching going on in the middle of the field. LaPointe, same spot, same result. As Northwestern now, largest lead of the game. Michigan's defense starting to unravel here in the third quarter. As LaPointe found herself in the same spot as the last goal just over 90 seconds ago in game time. And Johnson, with another doorstep shot approaching her, could not do much. Michigan now, and right now, if you're Michigan, this is what you did not want to start happening as the point scores her 26th goal of the season. This is not what you wanted. At halftime, you let up a goal at the end going in, and you thought, hey, we're still in this. We're only down 1. We got it. We're good. And it looks like we're going to hit a media timeout. Either media timeout or I'm not sure what they would be reviewing. But nevertheless, as we get a bit of a timeout break here, I just, want to just keep on pointing out that Michigan was good. They were fine. And coming into the third quarter, we've been able to score a couple of times, but Northwestern has really just opened it up, winning the third quarter 4-2 so far. And defensively, this should be one of the strength of Michigan's team. Jordan Harrison, Taylor Cullen, Grace Callahan, a couple errant turnovers. As a bit of fan spirit going on in the crowd right now. As once again, starting to see a lot of blue and red fill the stands. Johns Hopkins and Maryland taking place right after. Hopefully the sun stays out for that one. And it looks like we are having an official review. I am uncertain as to what it could possibly be, as LaPointe was nowhere near the crease on that goal. I haven't really showed a replay of what exactly was happening. Maybe a late stick check. It looks like a clear goal. Not sure what they could really be reviewing. Maybe if the defender was in the space. I'm not really sure exactly what the call could possibly be right now. But maybe if Michigan somehow were to get this overruled, cut the lead back down to 2, you go down, you score. Now the game is back down to 1. This is excruciating. I haven't felt this much pressure since my econ history exam. By the way, did pretty well on that one. See, they say a C is passing, but your boy had to get an A-. as the goal is going to stand. Not sure exactly what they were reviewing, but this call is going to stand for Northwestern. So goal is good. Not sure exactly what the potential call was. It seemed like Nielsen challenged, so he really thought that she saw something. Regardless, Burke now, who is one of Michigan's best players, she is going to have to find something in her. In the words of, for those who are familiar with Diamond Jim, gonna have to get up and go. Can she get up and go here off of the draw? Burke and Smith battling again. And Burke wins it. Great focus. Great mental strength right there by Burke to win it. Now Harrison looking to clear. She'll move one more. Arico. Ball goes through her stick, and it was a bad pass, but Arico unable to corral the bouncer. And just uncharacteristic turnovers right now. Just Michigan shooting themselves in the foot. With 90 seconds to go here, Northwestern can hold. At this rate, Michigan would get the ball back with about 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. As Epke moves in one more, Foster. Taylor now looking to sweep hard to the left. Pick is set. Looks like she's got a switch on Callahan. Ocasio moves in one more. O'Connell looking to face dodge. No, won't pull. And nice stick check as Michigan just trying to keep the ball, make it a scrum, make it ugly. Coming out of it is Shreves. And Shreves now looking to clear. Can she do it? Looks like she's going to make a hard sprint to the left side of the field. As Taylor looked like she caught it. A bit of a stick bounces out, but Michigan able to corral it. And now Norris looks like she'll hold it. And it looks like Michigan will start the fourth quarter with about 40-second possession. Right now, Coach Nielsen gives them a chance to draw up something on the clock during the timeout. As third quarter is about to come to an end here, Northwestern 9, Michigan 6. Big Ten Women's Lacrosse semifinal. As the student section right now for Michigan has gone silent due to a Northwestern 3-0 run. So for someone that, for the record, freshman, someone who didn't think they were going to be calling Big Ten Women's Lacrosse semifinal a year ago, just want to say it's been a great experience. The University of Michigan, this has been a dream getting to do women's lacrosse, men's basketball, March Madness, men's soccer playoffs. It's really just been a great experience. So glad to be here with you, WCBN FM, Ann Arbor. A year ago, did not think I was going to be here. So it's been a great environment, great time. Any day it's a, Friday. Sun's out, vibes are high. So excited that I get to finish my English paper when I get back to my dorm room. These are the things we live for. As even though classes are over, being a student at Michigan, it never dies. Just want to let people know that right now. It's finals week. Actually, fun fact, Elizabeth Johnson and I have a final next Tuesday, Communications 101. Should be fire. I think Trey McKinney, Morez Johnson Jr., Andrew Marsh, Oscar Goodman, just a couple of the guys. Some names you may recognize from our men's national championship basketball team, our starting wide receiver. We'll all be taking a final in a room together next Tuesday. That should be exciting. As players coming back out here, some of these kids may have had finals today. I think actually one player for Michigan, Amari Imperator actually had a final. Ross School of Business this morning took it and then went straight to the facility to suit up. Student athlete at Michigan is real. As Michigan now starts possession, now 20 to shoot. As Merrifield and looks like that is Shreves play catch at the top of the key. Now they got to hurry. 15 to shoot. Stein moves it. One more. Norris from long range. Class. And that one is as Bradbury gets caught and tangled. Falls into the crease. Quick restart for Northwestern. Child trying to outrace Bradbury. Moves it one more to Carroll. And Northwestern moving up the field. Bradbury, all out effort, all out hustle. Great effort right there, right on cue. As Van Wees lost the ball. And Northwestern players run into each other. That's the second time that's happened. But a great effort and hustle right there by Bradbury does not prove to be successful for Michigan in the end, as Van Wees lost the ball in the mix, in the sun. Northwestern now, chance to crack double digits here, build on its lead. Michigan's defense has been tested in the third quarter. Now can they dig in? Can they rally? Shreves, hard defense on O'Connell. O'Connell will shoot. Physical play, no call. Johnson with an easy save, outlet. Grace Callahan. Taylor almost with a nice takeaway check. Grace Callahan now much better stick protection than the last clear. Moves it back one more. Cullen now. Her and Harrison commanding the rear of the clear. Moves in one more. Now Callahan has it again. Now Merrifield will secure Michigan a possession here. 65 to shoot. Just under 13 minutes to go in the game. Michigan down 3. Can they orchestrate a comeback? It would have to start here. And Callie Norris do something. Norris now has it. Looking to sweep. Hard cut to the crease. Looks like she's going to pull. Oh, around the world. Did a full spin. Northwestern had a chase, though. It will be Northwestern ball. Now sprinting up the field is Reese Hansen, the freshman. Hiller really likes her talent, what she can do here. Northwestern now just looking to move it, looking to possess is Bertana Prusa. Bertana Prusa, another one of those freshmen for Northwestern out of Portland, Oregon. Not a ton of offensive production for the year, but she does her job. She does what's asked of her. That's why the Wildcats are at the top of the game as Rudolph looked like he had a shot, but great defense fending her off was Isaacson for Michigan. And now Kessner. A lot of freshmen out there on the field for both teams. Foster trying to dance with Callahan. Callahan won't bite. Now Taylor, Hezzy, won't go. Cullen doing a great job just staying on her left hip. Soft pick comes. As it cuts to the crease there, Johnson able to eat it up. And now Michigan looking to push. Harrison will set up the clear, moves it one more. Cullen middle of the field. Callahan is open there for an option. She'll move it. I'll let you move it to Kessner near the box. And Kessner now able to move it, get it over. Now Michigan, can they get a possession? Student section on his feet. Words of encouragement from fellow students is just what Michigan could use right now. Michigan looking for an opportunity to dethrone the one Big Ten program they have never had a victory over, the Northwestern Wildcats, as that turnover right there won't help. Cuoco able to just eat up the ground ball. Now Northwestern back Aaron pass, middle of the field. Van Weiss able to get it. Now Michigan, a bit of transition. They have numbers. Van Weiss, full sprint. And we will get a foul call. Green card on, looks like it could be Carroll. It will be on Carroll. Most likely illegal use of the stick. That'll be a 1 minute penalty. So Michigan now another man up opportunity. They have not fared well so far today on those opportunities. Can they get a goal here with the advantage? As Brown doing a nice job of getting in the passing lanes for Northwestern on the top of the defense as shovel shot. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Janika Kawoko said, oh, no, Emma Bradbury. That was a really nice shovel shot. Most goalies, that is going in the back of the net. But Kawoko really just on another level right now. I want to talk about that song by Drake. I'm on one. Heck of a save right there by 23 in white. Now Northwestern, time not as much of a factor yet for Michigan, who scored 2 goals in 90 seconds earlier in the game, but it's coming up on 8:45 to play here. Northwestern still leading by 3 and with the ball. Now this is the time where it could start to get ugly for Michigan as Jordan Harrison gets beat as Epke beats the star Michigan defender, just completely caught Harrison's feet in the mud. And Northwestern now opening up a largest lead of the game for Michigan. Calls timeout. Things starting to unravel late for the Wolverines in the worst way possible. As once again, Maddie Epke catching Jordan Harrison's feet in the sandbox. But going straight to goal. Once again, Elizabeth Johnson, another doorstep goal she's faced. Extremely hard save. The hardest save to make in lacrosse is the doorstep opportunity. Johnson's made a couple, but when the shots keep on coming, eventually the dam is going to open. For Northwestern, they went into Michigan last week, came away with a 9-7 win. Now here today, we're trailing for a good portion of the first half. Managed to come back late, take a lead going into the halftime break. Have now opened up a 4-goal lead, once again leading 10-6. 8:33 to go in this one. And Maryland and Hopkins fans looking on super intrigued, as it seems that Northwestern, with every taking second, will be the team one of those two face in the championship Sunday here in Ann Arbor at 3 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Emma Burke being put in a big spot here. Can the sophomore find her way? Draws up, and Madison Smith has done an incredible job, folks, since late in the second quarter of just throwing Emma Burke off her game. Emma Burke, one of the best draw specialists in the country. Madison Smith, equally one, as Burke, right on cue, trying to make up for it. Initially made a nice play, checking the ball out of, believe that was Roska's stick. But Northwestern able to come away with it. Northwestern now, they can feel it. just continue to play their game. This game is obviously far from over. Still got 8 minutes to play. But right now, the Wildcats doing everything in their power offensively, defensively, transition. As Foster looking for 4 goals, turned away by Callahan. Arico. Moving hard. Nice defense there. Taylor now. Going at it with Cullen. This has been the premier matchup today. Taylor just looking for an option. Pick is soft pick being set right there. We've seen a lot of those soft picks being set by Locasio for Northwestern as a skip pass thrown up to O'Connell is denied as Foster now 8 to shoot. Save Johnson. Elizabeth Johnson. When the defense has given her a chance, she has come up. Now can Michigan get a score here? This is an extremely crucial possession now for Michigan. Just under 7 minutes to play now, needing at least 4 goals in that span of time. Shot selection is also crucial. Very easy when you're down to take a lot of shots that normally you would not take. As Michigan just loving the bounce passes today. That's the 3rd time we've seen that. They've managed to complete each one, but a bit dangerous right now if you're Michigan, as normal pass almost goes over Shreves' head. And now Michigan looking for cutters on the crease. Van Wees looks like she can, as Bradbury does it herself. Emma Bradbury giving the Michigan crowd, Michigan bench, some life. As lead now cut back down to 3. Emma Bradbury doing everything in her power to not send Michigan home to what their team believes would be too early. She gets her goal of the game. Bradbury now is 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. Really leaving it all out there for the junior. And Burke has been outworked, and it continues to go that way. Patrice Van Wees with a nice stick check. And Van Wees now will settle possession. Michigan now gets another possession. 6 minutes to play. As a bit of a malfunction on the video board of who scored the goal puts Northwestern's bench. Bit of a frenzy. Shout out to Brooke Schroe as wraparound shot by Norris bounces off the opposite pipe. I don't believe Boyko actually got her stick or her foot on that, just bounced off the pipe. Barely missing the mark. As trick shots are starting to become the norm of the 4th quarter. As Northwestern really struggling to clear. Physical play, ground ball. Bradbury has it. Push in transition. One more. Class. It's going to be just her in the net. Class able to corral it. Tries to move up one more. Dangerous pass. Bradbury 1-on-4. And not smart play there. Michigan fumbles a golden opportunity. As Bradbury and Class unable to complete a couple of passes in tough traffic. Now Northwestern back on offense, coming up on 4:30 to go. Still leading by 3. A big thing that, Nielsen could be asking herself is just what are we doing out there a bit, as O'Connell and Shreves now battling middle of the field. Pick 6 here. Great break defensive play intercepted by Taylor Cullen. Rush in the middle of the field. She's got numbers in transition. She could take it all the way herself. Taylor Cullen all the way to the cup, to the cage. See, Cuoco. The shot was there. Not a poor shot by any means. But Janika Cuoco, player of the game so far, as Callie Norris gets turned around there by Mary Carroll. Taylor Cullen had a golden opportunity right in front of her. And it is foiled, and now Michigan has to get back on defense. A goal that could have cut the lead to 2. Well, Michigan would have been riding a 2-0 run. Now time starting to become something of the essence. Michigan starting to press out hard. Double teams are coming. Northwestern is holding it as Taylor moves it one more to the crease. And Tobiasco lands in the crease, so that'll be Michigan ball. And now they're going to quickly try to clear it up the field as, once again, Abby Lukoscio landed in the crease. Michigan trying to quickly push transition. Callahan looking for an option. Moves it one more. Van Weiss still moving one more option. Class stepped out. No, move more. Bradbury. Shot, score. Did not land in the crease. 2:38 to go. Northwestern coaches looking over to see if Bradbury landed in the crease, but that is the 3rd goal we have seen today from Bradbury of that style. One more cut to the crease, doorstep opportunity. Michigan now cutting it to 2. Not sure if Northwestern will challenge this one. Just want to see if Bradbury landed in the crease at all, or toes, any part of the body touching the crease line. Goal instantly waived. .238 to play. And it looks like Northwestern did call for a challenge, so refs will take a look. This has been an exciting one. Michigan got out early to a lead, 4-2. Northwestern came back, 3-0 run, end of the first half. Northwestern won the 3rd quarter after going on a 3-0 run to push the lead up to 10-6. And now Michigan has come back, potentially a 2-0 run. 2:38 to go. Big Ten semifinal. Women's lacrosse. Michigan Northwestern, WCBN FM, Ann Arbor. Been a great one so far. Great environment. As will be the most important review of the game coming for Michigan. Really long look here. Just making sure they're looking at cover all angles of the field. This is just this is Michigan. This is one of the games where Michigan they feel they've done everything, and then it just seemed to have fallen apart late in the third quarter as Northwestern comes back out onto the field. Both teams now. Michigan comes out. Officials still looking it over. Let you know when they come back out, make a decision. Really taking their time with this one. As we talked about, finals week here at Michigan. So a lot of these players Exams this week, exams the following week, Monday and Tuesday, last day of exams for hopefully be a nice summer for people listening in, for myself, for everyone at University of Michigan. Hope that you're doing an internship, you're doing a job, you're just hanging out, you're chilling out. Hope that you have fun doing whatever you're doing this summer. Officials still taking a hard look at this one. This is obviously, this determines if this will be a 3-goal game or a 2-goal game. Emma Burke is standing at midfield, confident, and meanwhile Madison Smith is just waiting at her bench, and Madison Smith is also walking out to midfield, and looks like the officials are walking back out. We're about to get a ruling, and they overturned it. So it looks like goal is overturned. So looks like Kuoko will start with the ball. Nielsen really looking for an explanation after what was about a 4-minute long review. So goal waived. And Nielsen really just still following the side official around, looking for an explanation. As now it is back to a 3-goal game. And now if you're Michigan, time is of the essence. As Northwestern able to clear. And right now this is a possession where you really need the ball. Michigan now double teaming hard, heavy. Now Northwestern will call a timeout. And right now, we saw this similarly. We're talking about with Michigan Penn State, where Michigan was in the position Northwestern was in last game of the quarterfinals. I was talking about how last season, men's lacrosse, Harvard, Princeton. Harvard was up, and Princeton was up at home, big time game, Ivy League rivalry. And for the last play of the game, they put in a guy who had not played a minute all season, who hadn't really done much of anything, but he was their fastest player. He was on the football team. I believe he ran a 4.3, and they just put the ball in his hands and told him to run. Beat the double team and just run until you get tired. And then when you get tired, keep running until you find someone to move it to. And they did just that. Princeton won that ball game. So maybe we see something of similar stature with Northwestern. Just put the ball in the hands of your fastest player. Doesn't necessarily need to be your best player, just your fastest player, someone who, or with the best stamina, can outrun Michigan's defenders. And right after Jordan Harrison and Taylor Cullen, that might be the pair that starts on the ball for Michigan. We might see Elizabeth Johnson not step back onto the field. As we saw what Penn State did in the last game, they took Sydney Manning, their goalie, off the field to get an extra defender on. Johnson will take the field defensively. A couple of unfamiliar faces that we haven't really seen in late close games, as Kessner and Mintram join the defensive effort for Michigan, who still has Cullen, Harrison, Arico, and that is actually Peyton Shreves. So no Grace Callahan. Grace Callahan is out there as well. But Johnson is out of the cage. So Michigan won't go for a field player in for Johnson, but Johnson will be out of the cage right now, walking across the field with Monroe. And it will be Cullen and Shreves starting on the ball. Taylor able to easily defeat the initial double team. Now she's trapped, able to get out of it, uses the speed. Now she's going straight to the cage. Open net. Misses. But Northwestern with the backup. And right now, if you're Michigan, that was an opportunity to get the ball back. Now a bit of physical play there by Arico. Taylor now gassed. Just chucks it up in the air. O'Connell. Johnson still kind of staying in the cage. And an 8-meter. As the game clock still continues to run. As becoming more and more evident, Michigan will fall in the semifinal, still searching for that first ever program win versus Northwestern. As Foster now will take it out. Michigan still hounding. Child now looking for an option, looking for a pass to throw it to. Now, nice IQ play, moves it to Smith. And now they could close it out, but Taylor's going to continue to just hold the ball. Taylor moving through, cutting through. Shot clock runs out. So Michigan now has to go. Down 3. Johnson, yep, she's just going to hoist it for the skies. Callie Norris finds it. And Callie Norris now. Can she go all the way? The bigger body against Alian. Merrifield moves it. One more. Stein. And we will get a 8-position free meter. 22 seconds ago, Michigan still trailing by 3. A goal here is a must from CC Stein. Cuoco has already saved a few today. This one, Michigan has to have. CC Stein, senior. What could be your final game at Lacrosse Stadium? Shot, save, Cuoco. As Grace Callahan now has to move it quickly. It looks like that'll do it. Penalty call. Northwestern fans can sense the victory. 12 seconds to go, leading by 3. You can hear the chants from the crowd as Cuoco's going to hold it out. And Northwestern advances to the championship game Sunday. Big Ten. And Michigan falls at home. 10-7. And what was a extremely great effort, great battle, but just did not have enough. Madison Taylor, Shanika Cuoco, Aditi Foster, doing the heavy lifting for the Wildcats late. And for Michigan, they will await their fate for Selection Sunday next Sunday on ESPNU. For the NCAA tournament, they still, being ranked number 11 in the final regular season poll, have a really nice shot. And plus making it to the semifinal round, have an extremely nice shot of making it to the final round, making it to the NCAA tournament. For Northwestern, advancing to the championship, ending off the regular season as the number 2 seed, they have a great opportunity to go far in the NCAA tournament, get a nice seeding bid as well. Because once again, Northwestern defeats Michigan 10-7 here at Lacrosse Team in Ann Arbor. Right after this to follow, Johns Hopkins Blue Jays, Maryland Terrapins, a little DMV battle here in Ann Arbor. That one will be not only WCBN Sports, but Big Ten Network FS1. Check your local Fox Sports / Big Ten coverage. That'll do it for us here at WCBN. I'm your guy, Paul Anglade, carrying solo call today. Shout out Owen Bierlin. Unfortunately, could not join us. No, he really wanted to be here, experience the playoff environment. But that will do it for us today. And we will leave you as we always do with a so long and a go blue.